What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Afronerd, aka Mr. J, and I'm feeling good today. And I'm here to talk to you about my number six in my top 10 2020 movies list. And number six is Queen and Slim. Have you ever gone on a date and it's not really working and it's the vibe is just kind of dead, more dead than Henry VIII, and you just decided, let's just call it early, let's go our separate ways, like you can drop me off home, but nothing's gonna happen because we're just not vibes like that, and then you end the night being fugitives. I know, right? What you haven't. Well, neither neither have I. I'll just play with you, man. You guys take things too seriously. Can we cut? Yeah, we're back. Queen and Slim. This is directed by Milia Matoskas. Sorry, I've completely butchered the surname. And stars Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith. And this is a classic tale, a kind of Bonnie and Clyde fugitive movie, which has a different spin, mainly because both of the main actors are black, and they are on the run from the police, and they are being chased across the country. And it kind of starts off very unassuming, and just a movie that you think is quite light-hearted, a lot of jokes and banter on the first date is kind of bombing for them, and it kind of takes a turn left. That's left. Real quick, when they got stopped over by a policeman who ends up being quite crooked, and starts to rough up Daniel Kaluuya's character, and things go a bit crazy, and he pulls a gun on them, and there's a tussle, and Daniel gets the gun and ends up shooting him. That's not a spoiler, it's in the trailers, and that's as spoilerous as I'm willing to go for this review. But one thing I did like about this review, it kind of told a story of not two lovers from the beginning that wanted to become outlaws, and running from the cops, and in silk outfits shooting me, and in a drop top car and everything. It's a story about two strangers that kind of met each other on a Tinder like app where you have to swipe left and swipe right, and they totally are like different opposites in life. One is a I believe she's a lawyer, and the other is kind of in between jobs, and he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And throughout the movie, you kind of see them button heads, but then through different things, through them different scrapes, and then moving around, they become closer, and they begin to understand that their differences is actually what makes them who they are and their strengths, and they start to respect one another for their differences, and depend on one another. And it's a great tale that kind of has you rooting for them so much, because that this is unjust, like they're not criminals, they were about to be killed by this policeman, and they only self-defense, and and you just kind of rooting for them to just get away and escape, and you're like, your heart's in your mouth, and you're like, oh, come on guys, I just want you to win. And the ending, you're just like, oh my goodness, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? And I'm not going to spoil it, but I think you guys really need to watch this film, because at the end of it, I was like, I felt emotional, but I felt like I was taken on a roller coaster, on a ride, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I have to say it was well done, well shot. There's a lot of a lot of culture in this. It was funny at times. It was sad. It was gripping. And I think that Daniel Kaluuya is a sensational actor, and Jodie, she held her own. Like she did her thing, and I think these two are people that are, again, like with my boy Yaya, are going to be people that we need to look out for in future, because I think they're going to be doing a madness. If I'm being honest, so they're sensational, and I think this is a movie that, like, in a few years people will be talking about it, like, that's a modern day classic. And yeah, I think, like, it's a great film. It's a great film because, it answers so many. It talks about so many things in society. Police brutality, and also, like, people stereotyping one another and actually not learning about the people's lives and their backgrounds, and only through forced circumstances actually having to do so, and then asking you the question, if, like, you thought you were going to die, what would you do? Like, how would you behave? Like, what is the type of things that you'll try and do, like, in those moments, to kind of, like, cherish life. And I feel like they did it, and they tackled it really well. It was well shot, well executed. The lighting was fantastic. Sometimes, with two you know actors, black actors that are slightly darker in complexion, I think the camera and how they did the lighting was just fantastic. It really worked and really brought out their skin and everything like that. And I really, really enjoyed this movie. And it was one that I didn't go in with, like, high expectations, but I was blown away. And so, guys, this is great. And go and watch this right now. And I approve of this.